Hello, you beautiful people. If you watched my last video that I made related to the characters getting buffed in patch 3.4, I mentioned in that video that we will be getting info on the buffs or changes that they're going to make in JINGLIU'S and Blade's kit soon enough. So, in this video, I'll mainly discuss all the new info that we got just a few hours ago related to the buffs that are going to be given to JINGLIU'S kit. While we're already on this topic, I will also mention some additional info and clarification related to KAFKA'S buffs as well, so you might want to stick around for that. If you're planning to pull for any of the new characters though, you might want to check out Lubar because on this site you can save up to a total of 23% on all your purchases. To give an example, I'll buy this 3280 Oniric Shard pack for $43 and this same pack costs me about $50 from the in-game shop. You can see that it's cheaper, right? The top-up process is honestly really easy as well because all you need to do is enter your UID in this box and choose your respective server, depending on your account. After waiting for a few minutes, I received my Jades with the double top-up bonus because it was my first purchase and saved a decent amount of money. Other than HSR, you can top up on Genshin as well using Lubar, and both of these games have quite a lot of 5-star reviews. Lastly, if you use my link which is in the description or the pinned comment, you can get an extra 8% off on top of all the other discounts. Before we begin, let me just quickly mention the usual disclaimer that all the info that I discuss in this video is taken from different sources, and it can be changed at any point of time because it's not set in stone. So take all this info with a grain of salt. With that being said, let's begin without wasting any more of your time or energy. Okay, obviously starting with JINGLIU'S buffs first. Let me just preface this by saying that the amount of info that we have on her buffs is really minimal. I know some of you are probably disappointed, but honestly, this small piece of info that we do have actually gives us an idea of how her buffs will look like. So, according to one of the most reliable sources in the community, they basically just stated that with the buff, the scaling of JINGLIU'S kit will be changed from attack to HP. To simplify it, they basically just said that Jingliu won't be an attack scaling character anymore and her buffed kit will scales entirely on HP. Along with this, they will rework all of her Eidolons which are even remotely close to buffing her attack, and we can easily predict that these Eidolons will be changed to synergize with her buffed HP scaling kit. When I first read this, I honestly wasn't believing it until I saw the source who shared this, because this source has a really good track record right now. I would say her kit being changed to scale based off HP is a net positive change, because this means that she can benefit from almost all of the new HP scaling units like Hyacinth, Tribi, and even Castorice. On top of that, this buff also solves one of the major problems that she has in her kit, and I'm obviously referring to the oversaturation of self-buffs, especially attack. Basically, she gets way too much attack from her entire kit that it reaches a point of saturation, and this just decreases the value of attack buffs that she gets from supports. I know that might have been a bit confusing to understand, but I tried my best to explain it. In this case though, HP is a bit of a unique substat because generally, it has a better scaling than attack, and the best supports right now like Tribi, Remembrance Trailblazer, and Sunday don't buff attack at all. It's a bit unfortunate though that some of you guys might have to farm an entirely new build for her after these changes, but I think you should wait a while before doing that because there's a lot of info and mechanics that we don't know about right now. I'm just saying that there is a slight possibility of Jingliu becoming somewhat like a reverse Hu Tao, which just means that they will give her a trace that lets her convert all her attack into HP. This way, most of you guys won't need to farm an entirely new relic set for her, which will save you from a lot of pain. Overall, I think this could be seen as a negative change because of the reasons that I listed, like having to refarm all the gear that you spent months grinding for, not being able to use attack scaling supports, and basically changing the entire identity of her kit. I'm still going to remain positive though because I like the direction that they're taking with these buffs, and who knows, JINGLIU'S buffs might turn out to be the best one out of all of them. Now that we're done with Jingliu, as I promised at the start, let me quickly break down the additional info and clarification that we got on KAFKA'S buffs. So, according to the same reliable source, the amount of times KAFKA can trigger her follow-up attack will be buffed, and we already know that all of her buffed follow-up attacks will detonate all the DOTs present on the enemy. This isn't the main part of the info though, because that part basically tells us that KAFKA won't be limited to follow-up attacks anymore. To explain this more, you know how you have to use a basic attack to trigger KAFKA'S follow-up? Well, when she gets buffed, she won't particularly need a basic attack, and her follow-up can be triggered whenever any ally uses any one of their abilities on an enemy. This might not seem like that big at first, but it will actually create a massive difference when you aren't limited to just one follow-up attack per Kafka turn. Just to add a bit more positive info, this source also said that Kafka's multipliers will be buffed a decent amount as well, and they're also adding some additional mechanics to her kit. Overall, as I said before, I genuinely love the direction that they're taking with the buffs, and for now, I'll just let them do their thing. Well, now I'm curious. How do you guys feel about JINGLIU'S entire kit changing from attack to HP? Also, if you ended up watching until the end, you might want to consider subscribing as well. With that being said, I just want to say I love y'all, and I will see you in another one.